What's going on, guys? Awesome back today. I'm going to be giving you guys one tip that every rank in Rainbow Six Siege needs to hear. So yeah, I'm going to be picking the best tip that I think will apply to every single rank and telling you guys from order from copper to champion. And that's basically it. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory what it says in the title. But yeah, before we get into the video, make sure you go down below, hit the link in the description to my Twitch. Go follow that. I'm streaming every single night over there, basically. And then also hit the like and subscribe button so I know that you guys enjoyed this video. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, so for the first rank, we're going to cover obviously the coppers. Now for coppers, I feel like in rank 2.0, a lot of coppers aren't actually, it's not that they're like really bad at the game. Obviously they're not good, but like copper to me seems like you are just fresh out of hitting level 50 and you're just getting into ranked, right? And you're in copper because you haven't played the game that long, right? And you're just getting into ranked. So for my tip for coppers, it's not like anything very complex. It's literally what I have written down: get a feel for the game. And what I mean by that is to literally just kind of play, because at the start when you are just playing Rainbow Six Siege, like if you just like, the biggest tip that I can give to anybody when they start playing Rainbow Six Siege, and or not even when they start playing, just to get better at the game, it's not anything crazy. It's literally just to play, because the more you play, the better you're gonna get. So when you're in copper and you're just getting into ranked, you know what I mean? All you want to do is just play ranked, bro. Just play ranked, get a feel for what they want, what, you know, pushes you're gonna see, how you're gonna see sites get set up. Obviously it's taken more serious than like standards quick matches, so seeing that, learning what operators to ban, just get a feel for how ranked is. And I guarantee if you just play while you're in copper, don't do anything flashy, just play the game like consistently and get a feel for it, you are going to easily just get up to bronze. Like when you start getting to those higher ranks, obviously that's when you need to tweak things and actually like target things to perform and be better at. But in copper, literally just get a feel for the game, bro. Just play the game. Play, obviously you can play ranks, you can play standards, you can play free-for-alls. You know, I'm going to touch on that a little bit later in the video, but playing free-for-alls, warming up, just literally do any game mode, just play the game and you will guaranteed to get out of copper. So yeah, that's my tip with coppers. All right, so for the next rank, we have the bronzes. Now the bronzes, obviously you've just gotten out of copper, you're playing more of the game, it's getting a little bit more comp, and my tip for the bronzes out there is going to be to play confidently. Now I know in the lower ranks, you know, obviously I haven't been down to see what like the lower ranks look like nowadays, but I can just assume that a lot of people play very passively, and that's not a bad thing. In this game you need to be able to be patient and play passively, but at times you need to know when to be confident, and this is where you kind of gotta start to know that, because if you can get a push, like get ahead of that, where like you know how to be confident, you know when to be confident, you know when to swing, you know when to do all that stuff when you're in bronze, I'm telling you, you are going to wreck up those lobbies, bro. You're going to wreck up the low rank lobbies, and you're even going to be better when you get to those higher ranks. So what I mean by being confident is I want you to get more confident in yourself and abilities to take gunfights, right? Instead of holding an angle that's most likely going to get you killed, right? Like if someone's pushing through this master door into trophy, right? Instead of being like this and holding like this close angle. Okay, this controller stick drift. Sorry about that, but so like if you are holding an angle right here, right? A lot of the time when people say swung or be swung, because I'm sure everybody who's played Siege has heard that, even if maybe if you haven't, and you're holding an angle like this, the person, like the attacker that's swinging you from here is going to have a better chance to kill you than, you know, you are going to have to kill them, right? Because they're going to be able to react faster than you and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that it's bad to hold angles. I'm not saying that, but times like this where like he's holding an angle or like he's pushing up and you just can swing out and kill him or pre-fire if you know he's there, like that's something you need to do. You need to play confidently. You need to, when you're on the roam, not just be, you know, say like we were roaming downstairs, like this isn't a good map to be roaming, but like say you're roaming downstairs, right? Or like let's say this, right? You are defending the basement site on Oregon, right? And you are on the roam job, right? And I'm over here, but nobody's pushing down, you know, freezer, or no one's pushing main, right? They're all pushing down backstairs and trench. What you can't do is just sit over here and like be scared to get in gunfights and to roam, right? Because when you're roaming, your job is going to be to waste time for the enemy attackers, and if not that, getting picks. So what you need to do is, you know, maybe it's not the right time yet, but when it is the right time, you need to be on the flank, you need to be contesting them, making sure, like, even if you come over here and don't get a kill. This is why, like, a lot of people think roaming is literally just getting kills. It's not. If you come over here and there's like 2 people backstairs and you just make them know that your presence is known, like if you make your presence felt over here, what they're gonna do is immediately have to come over here. They're gonna have to roam clear you because you're disrupting whatever they're doing, right? And all you can do is shoot, tag somebody, and run back to site. That is something, like, confidently, bro. Be confident in yourself to roam, get picks, swing, and be confident in your abilities, bro, because I think a lot of people will just be like, oh, I'm so bad at the game, I can't do anything. If you are confident and playing confidently, I guarantee you, you're going to win a lot more gunfights than, you think you will, and you will be a better player overall. So being confident, especially in lower ranks, is going to help you win in those environments way more and be better than those guys that will, not be confident in themselves, sitting in corners, not getting, like, taking gunfights to get their aim better, not doing any of that. You're going to be confident taking gunfights, getting your aim better, getting all your skills better, quick peeks, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Maybe not quick peeks because you're in bronze, but that's the thing, bro. Just be confident in yourself, because it'll help in your ranks, like I just said, and it will also help in future ranks if you just have that mindset to be confident in yourself. So yeah, that is the tip for the bronzes. All right, so for the next tip, I'm going to be combining silver and gold together because I think this tip is an overarching one that really is apparent in both these ranks and something that you guys need to acknowledge. And I think it would be dumb to have 2 different tips when this is the biggest thing that I can tell you guys about the next 2 ranks. For silver and gold, your tip is to get better aim and specifically get in free-for-alls. Now, I say get in free-for-alls because that is my biggest tip for this rank. When you are trying to get better aim, okay? Better aim is something like when you have bad aim, it's okay in bronze copper because that's going to slide because the other people are going to have bad aim too, you know what I mean? But once you start getting into these silvers and golds, aim is really going to matter. I'm not saying that you need the best aim to be the best player on this game because you don't need the best aim. You can have good game sense and all stuff like that, but especially in these ranks, you're going to need to start getting your aim better, and that is going to come from the big things that I'll say it'll come from is going to be you playing. If you can play the game consistently, your aim's just going to get better over time, right? That's the biggest thing. Consistency and playing the game. Number 2, sensitivity. Make sure your sensitivity is right. If it's not good for you, change it, but don't change it too much. Obviously, you guys know how I feel about sensitivity. Number 3, and what I kind of had attached to this, like when I was kind of thinking of stuff, is play free-for-all. Now, I have always, when I was, like a couple months ago, when I would warm up, I would get on because, like, I would warm up because I want my aim to be better. And that's something that will definitely help you. Warming up will definitely help your aim get better. Jesus, will help your aim get better. So do that. My Elgato just turned off, but so warm up. And I would always do the AI training. And I don't think the AI training is bad. I don't think the shooting range is bad. I don't think if you go into map training and you do like target drill, like that's what I used to do. Like if you do any of that versus AI, I don't think it's bad. But the best way to maximize like warming up and to getting your aim better is to getting into free-for-all, because when you get into free-for-all, you are going to just be fighting people constantly. When you get into a normal ranked game, how many gunfights do you think you're going to get into? If let's say you get into a 6-round ranked game, right? And you get into a total of 7-8 gunfights, right? Like being generous, 7 to 8 gunfights, and you're playing 30-45 minutes of that game. Versus if you get an arcade, I think it's like 8.5 minutes. I can actually probably check here. Oh, okay, I can't, but it's like 8.5 minutes, and you're getting into 30-40 gunfights against real players in real situations on real maps with the gun of your choice. Free-for-all is going to be your biggest best friend when getting your aim better. Trust me, because when I switched from doing those AI things, and I just was like, okay, I'm just going to start doing free-for-alls, you know what I mean? Because I heard everybody say it, and free-for-all is definitely the way to go. It's going to get your aim better. Maybe like right away when you play, it's not going to have a direct impact, but it'll make you feel better. If you do this before you warm up and you go into a game, you'll feel better, but over time, it'll get your aim just way better, because like I have said in this video countless times, I mean, how are we even at 10 minutes into this video? Consistency, playing the game consistently, and just playing the game gets you better. So when you're getting into more gunfights with your sensitivity, with the guns you're going to use in the game, that is going to make you better. This is the best way to improve your aim to get better. So yeah, for silver and gold, I want you to get your aim better, whether that be like we just talked about, free-for-all and warming up. getting your sensitivity right, and just consistently playing the game. So get your aim better so you can get to Plat, Emerald, Diamond, and especially Champion. All right, so next up we have Plat. Now, when you hit Plat, cool animated charms, all that stuff, congrats on hitting Plat. But my tip for you guys is to learn callouts. Now, when you are playing the game, and obviously you're in Plat, like you're far into the game, you're gonna know callouts, right? And I'm not saying that you know none, you know? Over time, you're going to be picking up callouts, you're going to be learning them, and that's good, right? What I mean by learn the callouts is like specifically learn callouts for basically all the maps. Now, I know that not of you guys, like not a lot of you guys, like will be like, oh, okay, I do not care that much to learn all the callouts, right? But I want you to know like a lot of callouts on every single map. You know what I mean? Like 80-90% of the callouts, 90% of the callouts on every single map, because this is going to help you in Plat, and it's going to help you in the future too, because when you want to get to these higher ranks, you're going to need to start playing probably in like 5 stacks. Like that's the most efficient way. Obviously you can solo queue. Solo queue sucks though. Duo queue, it's all right, but if you can 5 stack, best way to do it. And when you 5 stack, like you need to know callouts for the team, because if you don't know callouts, no one's going to play with you, and you know what I mean? So just knowing callouts and stuff like that is going to help you win rounds in the immediate. It's going to help you win rounds down the line. It's going to help you just, you know, rank up and stuff like that. I know this is a very simple tip, but when you're in Plat, really, you just want to be improving everything, right? When I say these 1 tips for every single rank, like, yes, I think this is like one of the most important ones for the rank to help you get out of that rank, but also when you are in that rank, you should be improving all your stuff. Yeah, always constantly should be improving your aim, game sense, everything like that. But especially in Plat, I think learning callouts, it's a very small one that you might think like, oh, just callouts, Austin, like that's all you want me to do to get to Emerald, like really? I think it's good. You know what I mean? I think it's an underlooked thing. Learning callouts, helping your team in that way and comm wise is going to be huge. And like that, you guys don't, I don't think, realize how big of a difference having a callout can be and knowing callouts. So for Plat, it's just going to be learn callouts. All right, so for Emerald, my tip for you guys is going to be to slow down. Now, what I mean by that is when you are on attack or even defense, it's just slow down. Not, this game isn't supposed to be played at a super fast pace. Now, I know at times, like circumstantial, like yes, this game, you need to speed up. You need to be, you know, like you need to be sped up. You can't just play slow down. But a lot of the time, I think people need to just slow down. You don't need to push and rush every single round. If you can slow down, especially, you know, like anywhere, like let's say, I know that the bomb says first floor, but like say we're attacking the basement, right? And like you know, like for an attack, like a attack on a basement site like this, right? You are gonna need to play slow down. You are gonna need to like methodically break this defense, and I think a lot of the time that can win you a lot of rounds, and people don't like realize that because they always want to just play fast. They want to take gunfights, you know. They have to think they have to swing everything. Slow down. You don't need to swing everything. You can hold the angles, you know what I mean? Obviously take the gunfights that you need to, that are like crucial. Like if you need to, you know, slow, you know, like fast, you know, get in a fight, like do that, but like slow down. Clear roamers, especially if you're on like a second, you know, you're playing vert on a thing. Have your team, you know, clear roamers. It could take a while, but have them do it. Like I'm talking about on this site specifically, right? Clear the roamers, take the first floor, get all the hatches open, get dirt open, try to have the dude with the fuser go like dirt, and then what you can do is play between on the hatches on the vert, have somebody, you know, maybe contest like church and stuff like that on the moto hatch. You know, have someone maybe come down main and try to plant here. You know what I mean? Take a slow approach and things like that. Because this game, again, like I said, is not supposed to be played at a super fast pace. I know at times, like I said, you are going to have to play at a fast pace, but not all the time. You know what I mean? Slow it down, because if you can, you know, break through a team's defense, right, and slowly do it, that puts pressure on them, right? And obviously it'll put pressure on you, but if you are just like pinning them in sight, right, and you just like have somebody holding dirt, and then like you have, you know, somebody holding moto hatch and he's dropping there, so then like this dude church can't just hold this hatch drop, and you kill this dude, you know, like back arsenal, and you drop the hatch and you can plant, and then you know what, that puts pressure on them. But you can only achieve stuff like that if you play slow. You can only achieve stuff like that if you take the time to do other things. So I know that obviously this takes coordination and stuff like that, and this is just an example, right? But if you are pushing into the site, you don't need to get on. If you are on attack, you don't need to just fastly like go and get into the site. That's not what you need to do. Sometimes you have to play slow, and it actually will work in your favor a lot of the time because people will be antsy. You know, they'll hold angles, they'll get tired of holding angles, their reaction time will be worse, stuff like that. So just play slow, slow it down, because at the end of the day, if you can slow it down, control the pace of the actual game and the round, a lot of the times, if you are the team controlling the pace within games, you're going to win the games because the other team is having to adapt to everything that you're doing and you're in control and you have all the momentum and stuff like that. So yeah, slow down, but also know when to pick it up. All right, for my diamonds now, my tip for diamond is going to be probably the most simple one other than it was for copper. And diamond is going to be to stack. When you get to diamond, it is going to be extremely, extremely hard for you to get out of it or win games in it if you are not stacked. Now, I'm not saying it's like impossible, right? Because if you're a really good player, like most of the time you can win games. But a lot of the time when you solo queue, I know how it feels to solo queue, especially in diamond. And it feels like a lot of the games, like sometimes you'll get good teammates and you'll like win games and be like, oh, wait, this is nice. And then half the time, or more than half the time, like 90% of the time, you're literally going to be playing with 4 pieces of wet bread that will not run support operators to help the team. They will lose every single gunfight, get first picked, and literally make it impossible for you to win the game. And I mean, that's the duality of it. You know what I mean? That's the risk you take when you go to solo queue. But if you can stack, especially with like even a halfway decent stack, you are going to win a lot of games. And this is what it's going to lead to getting you out of diamond. Because when you stack, the most important thing is that you just have communication. Now, obviously, yes, you can plan attacks. You can have the operators you need to play. That is a huge part of it. That is something that is why you want to stack. But I think the biggest thing about stacking is just the communication, the comms that you get from that. Because when you can calm during a round versus a team that is full of solo queue or as like a duo queue and a trio queue or like a duo queue and a solo queue, or even if they have a 4 stack and one random, right, and one solo, you are gonna have the edge over them. You're gonna have the edge over every single team that isn't a 5 stack. And obviously you're gonna run into 5 stacks that are just like you and it'll be more competitive. But if you can calm, hypothetically, you should win every single game that you play against non 5 stacks because the comms are so important, bro. I like getting refrags, knowing where people are, knowing how to push it when you are needing to like reset and then come like from that. Diamond, you need to be stacking. Obviously, stacking is good in at any rank in this game that you play, from copper, even when you are playing unranked, when you are standard and you can't even play ranked and you're 5 stacking. That's good. You know what I mean? But 5 stacking is good for any single rank, but especially when you get to diamond. I tried to solo queue from diamond to champ and I could not. And I know I'm not the best player in the world, but like it's torture, bro. So stack as much as you can, 5 stack. And I know a lot of people will not be able to 5 stack. I say this in every single video I touch on this tip because I touch on this tip so much because it's one of the things that I get annoyed with when people are like, I cannot rank up, and then they say I solo queue. Okay, bro, like stack. Use the comments if you need to. I don't know how many videos I said this. I don't know how many TikToks. Use the comments if you need to find someone to play with. Drop your gamer tag, console you play on, your rank, whatever, and play with people. There's no shame in that, bro. There's no shame in wanting to get better. Maybe it's weird that like you're like, oh, I have to go beg for someone to play with me. Like, no, people need to be played with too. Pause. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not embarrassing to get wanted to get better. You know what I mean? So please stack. If you cannot 5 stack, duo stack, trio stack, quad stack. Literally, that is even duo queuing is literally 100 times better than solo queuing. As long as you're stacking at least with one other person, 2 other people, 3 other people, 4 other people, ideally, you are fine. Just stack, and I guarantee you will win more games in your rank, and just you will get to champ if you 5 stack. That's all I'm gonna say. And last but not least, we have champ. Now, I didn't really know what I wanted to throw in for the tip for champ because when you hit champ, it is kind of up to you what you want to do, right? Because you can either go one of 2 ways. You can just play like you can just play, you know what I mean, and just like be like champ and just play ranked and have fun with your boys, you know what I mean, or just play the game that you love, or you can get in a stack, try hard, and grind numbers. Now, if you just want to play with your friends, or when you get champ, you don't really care about numbers, just play the game. You know what I mean? I don't really have any tips for you. Just play. You know what I mean? Because at that point, you reach the best rank in the game. You reach what you wanted to do, most importantly. So that, I have nothing to say about that. But vice versa, if you want to go play to hit high numbers, basically all you're going to need to do is just find a loyal stack. And I know I was just talking about stacks in diamond, but that's pretty much all it is in champ. Like when you hit champ, like you're going to have good aim. You're going to have good game sense. Over time that's going to get better. If it's not the greatest, improve that. But if you want to grind numbers, just find a loyal stack that you can play with. That's pretty much all I have to say. I've never really grinded numbers like that, but when I hit champ and for like the first time last season, and I was playing with like a stack, and I love them. You know what I mean? Like they picked me up. Like I'm not the best player in the world, and they picked me up and got me to help me hit champ, and then like we were playing for numbers after. But it was cool. You know what I mean? Just finding like a stack that you want to play with, have fun with. But it's also takes the game seriously, and they're good. You know what I mean? That's all you need to hit numbers. Obviously, like there's going to be really good players in champion and really good stacks that a lot of the time you probably won't be able to beat 100% of the time. But I think in champ you can beat anybody if you just try hard enough and you strat hard enough. So in champion, it's really up to you. I mean, I don't have like a universal tip for you guys, but you hit champion, you're the best rank in the game. You're literally the best in the game. So congrats. But yeah, if you want to grind numbers, stack. If you don't, just have fun. All right, so that's gonna be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and were able to take some things out of this video and apply them hopefully to your rainbow games to help you get better. That is the ultimate goal of these educational videos. But before this video ends, I wanted to tell you guys something. And when I make these educational videos, right, I am trying to help you guys get better. And if you ever have like any things that you want to learn or get better at or want me to make a video on, like educational wise, please let me know if you have anything that you want to see, because I have plenty of ideas to give to you guys, right? I write them down all on my notes, and I have a list of things that I make videos on, and I update it constantly. But if you guys want to specifically see something, please let me know, because at the end of the day, like, I'm making these videos for you guys that want to see them. So if you have something super specific, have like something that you want to specifically see and want like help with, please let me know. I will make it a video. Just drop it in the comments below. I had one comment that I got a couple of days ago, and it was like, how do I get better on controller? And like that's something where like I was like, oh, that's a good video to make, so I'm gonna make that video for you guys, so expect that one. But I was able to be like, oh, I'll make a video on that for you, and like for the other people that are in the same boat, and I will and I gave them like a tip then. So I always appreciate stuff like that, suggestions, because at the end of the day, you guys are the ones watching the videos, so not me. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video again, and make sure again you go down in the description, follow my Twitch, stream over there almost every single night, and make sure you hit the like subscribe button, show some support, would really appreciate it. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.